The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful gentleman who's got a great story to tell. He's got 15 albums out, and he's also got his own radio station called FCR247.com, and he'll tell you what it stands for. And he's had a very interesting life, and especially being around Indianapolis, and of course an event that changed him forever. And of course, this, by the way, is a Father's Day special, and he's got 5 children, and he's got a special announcement coming up. So to all the dads out there, let's give a big hand for the ultimate singer-songwriter, multi-talented rapper, and he's got all the goods here, and you're going to be just amazed. Ladies and gentlemen, live from his beautiful studio in the great Midwest, Twizm Whyte Piece. Twizm, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wagner. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a great pleasure to have you as well, too. Of course, being a legend as well, too. You've got 15 albums out right now, which is Dreams to Reality. You got Cupid's Struck, and you also got Betrayal, Toxic, and many, many more. You also got your own radio station, FCR247.com, and you can tell us about that. And you also have We Walk Together in 316. I mean, just a bunch of albums. I mean, you've been like, a legend for some time as well, too. And of course, you've had some many major events going on, and who you are. And of course, being a father of 5 on the Father's Day special, and you got a special announcement. And before we get into all that, tell us how you got started.
I got started with lack of options, to be honest with you. I've always wanted to be a rapper, but life never took me down that path. It always took me over here, over there. And then when all of those things failed and all other options ran out, I was blessed enough to be able to find an escape, find a route out of the madness. And it happened to be rapping. And ever since then, I just kind of kept going. And like you said, we've turned it into 15 albums, I think 11 singles, like 6 EPs. I mean, there's almost 100 videos, and yeah, it's been a crazy ride. I think I would have to attribute it to, most of all, just the way life's path unfolded. That would be the best answer for that.
Mm-hmm. And was it one moment that influenced you into what you're doing today?
Oh gosh, probably I'd have to say, just that's a good question. I would have to say that there was a situation that occurred where I had to stop taking, I had to stop being selfish and putting myself first, and putting my kids in harm's way, putting my wife in harm's way. And become more of a man. And when, a couple of things happened in our life that were very traumatic, this decision had to be made then, or it was never going to be made. And so, I just decided to become what I was supposed to be, what I had to be. And thankfully, it was reciprocated and responded to well by everybody. So.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds amazing as well, too. And who are your favorite artists and rappers, musicians, and other singers growing up?
Prince, Biggie Smalls. For rapper would be Biggie Smalls. For musician would be Prince, or David Bowie, or Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson probably more influential than all the others, actually. And then for like a rock atmosphere, I definitely would say Guns N' Roses and, Pink Floyd, definitely Pink Floyd, Stones, man, all of them, really. I like rock.
And of course, you have our very unique product as well, too. We'll talk about some of your works as well, too. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer, rapper, multi-talented Twizm Whyte Piece here on the Mike Wagner Show. Also a father of 5, and you also got a very special announcement on the Father's Day edition.
Yes, we're getting ready to have our 6th child. Yes, we are 3 months along into this, and it's been a little different than the rest. I'll tell you that much. When you're older and wiser, you handle things differently. When we were younger, we were more sporadic and more carefree, and now we're a lot more hands-on and more focused, right? So.
Right, exactly. And of course, you say you have 5 kids as well, too. And tell me more about your kids. And if one of your kids just happened to walk in, and feel free to be on the show. Maybe if you see it's like, Daddy, it's like, come on in.
I told them the interview was getting ready to happen. It's like they all just scattered. You can hear a cricket chirping right now from how quiet it is. So. But I will definitely, I'll definitely give you a little bit about them. I've got three girls and 2 boys, and they range from ages 17 down to 6, 7, and they come in all different personalities, shapes, and sizes. So I mean, when you have that many kids, there's not much to say other than it's a handful, right? So.
and what do they like to do? It's like you told me that they love computer games, video games, and
yeah, you got, like I said, they come in all shapes and sizes. So you got some that like the sports, some that like the arts, some that like fashion, some that like video games, some that like bugs. So I mean, they come in all shapes and sizes. So that's the great thing about it. There's always something unique for every moment, right?
They like bugs. That's interesting. I've got one of my kids that was in the bugs, for some time. They got into fishing, frogs, and of course, life changes as well too. I've got 3 boys myself. One is 24, living in Chicago as an independent artist, and I've got one that's 20 years old. He's got a moderate to severe hearing loss. He had been in special ed, but he's looking to go to culinary school up in Minot, North Dakota, to become a celebrity chef. And also my son, Sam, he's got his own computer game he's producing, and he wants to be an architect, growing up. And he's just like, they're all fantastic. And my daughter's a musician in Bismarck, and she played in Portland for a little bit. I mean, just very, very talented people. I got to say that. So it's like, and so it's just like, so basically as a father, it's like, what are some of the challenges that you encounter as a father, and what are some of the, I guess some of the joys that you have as well too, like some of the common challenges, and how do you manage to handle them?
I think the biggest challenge is mediation. We all hope that as fathers we're blessed with the wisdom of Solomon, and at times we feel really stupid. So I mean, just being able to make the right decision when you're trying to make the right decision, I think is the hardest struggle as a father, in my opinion. Especially with as many children, you can't handle each one the same. So trying to learn, the right response for each thing takes some years and it takes some time, right? So dealing with it, man, a lot of meditation, a lot of just a lot of time spent just chilling out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, a lot of focus on music and making videos and things like that. I'm hyperactive, so my mind's all over the place. So I try to keep myself, focused as I can. It actually helps to have this many kids when you're like me, because it keeps you so focused, right? It wears you out a little bit. So
right, exactly. Know how that goes too. And what's some of the things you like to do with your kids?
Oh man, we do everything. We've made some videos. We've done it all. Like I can't think of something we haven't done. We've gone to amusement parks. We do everything. It's all us, right? Like we don't keep a bunch of friends and family like that. So when we go do things, it's just us. It's just our family. So we do everything together.
Oh wow, that's amazing as well.
Yeah.
And of course, number 6, and of course, I think they're looking forward to, like, say, growing up to be adults and starting to take care. And I guess psychologically that the younger ones will tend to follow the older kids as well too. So if that's the case, it's like they're probably looking forward to it. So
yeah, well, there's definitely some excitement from the little ones and some interest as far as the older ones. So yeah, definitely.
And of course, that you also were in an incident too back in 2013, living in Indianapolis, that you got involved in something where it just changed your life, and perhaps maybe like I guess kind of taken to a whole new level in your life.
Yeah, I was a really bad dude, and being a really bad person, you get involved into really bad things. And during that time of my life, I was involved in a lot of things that just weren't the best for me. And as a result, there was decisions made from others that put my family and I in jeopardy during a drive-by. And our house looked like Swiss cheese. And, a couple of my friends got hit while this occurred. And of course, there comes the traumaticness of seeing blood all over the place and having to deal with the whole situation. And I think that's a big catalyst as to what also helped us get our priorities more intact. We've always been our children first, but we never went about it in the right way. And so when this kind of happened, it kind of kickstarted us to think, maybe there's a different way, maybe there's a better way, maybe there's some other way that we can take care of our kids and be safe, I miss my friends. I miss my old neighborhoods. I miss it. I'm not going to lie, but at the safety of my kids, my kids' window had my kids' bed, the window, was facing the street that it happened on, and their bed was over here. and it was like this much above their bunk bed, just about that much above their bunk bed. And when you see something like that, it kind of takes on a different thought process, and then you become a different person. And that's what happened. I became a different person because of that. So now I'm just trying to maintain that. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to become what I used to be. That's my biggest fear, is unfulfilled potential. I'm so full of awesomeness inside that I know of, and that other people see, that I would hate to get caught up in making the same mistakes because of lack of opportunities, lack of options. There's not much that can be done in a world today when you're as many time a felon as I am and uneducated as I am. So, I mean, there's, you grab your second chance when you have, and this is my second chance, right? So I'm trying to live it to the fullest.
Mm-hmm. And you are making a great job of second chance as well, too. And what's the best advice you can give any fathers on this Father's Day?
My biggest advice to any fathers in there is your family is the most important. Time is the most important, obviously, because, time rules all. But in that time span, if you're not spending it with family, or at least the people you consider to be, your family, even if they're, adopted, or you're just taking care of them, you don't have to be your blood, child to be a father. It just takes time. And it takes commitment. And if you're willing to put in that time, then you deserve to be that father. So that's what it's about, man.
And that's very good advice on the Father's Day as well, too. We'll talk about some of your works, your newest album, your radio station, and what's coming up for you at Twizm. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show on the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer, songwriter, rapper, multi-talented Twizm Whyte Piece here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about what's it like being a father and having 5 children, and number 6 on the way as the news broke out here on the Mike Wagner Show on this very special edition of Father's Day. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And you also had 15 albums out, which are Dreams to Reality, also Play by Music, and 316. Just a lot as well, too. Letter to God and more. And maybe you can just tell us about some of your albums and what influenced you.
Oh, my goodness. Well, first of all, my albums are a reflection of the life that I've lived. So they are a reflection of that time period of my life. So when you hear an album, if you look up the date on it, you can pretty much, cycle back through and see events that probably correspond either through social media or whatever. But as I progressed, I started to try to make myself more universal for everybody. What I was finding, what I was running into a lot of, was that there was a lot of segregation, so to speak, a lot of biasness. As a white rapper, you're stuck into stigmas, and those stigmas are usually that you're some kind of wild fighting white boy, or that you're some kind of angry, pilled out, addicted. And at times in my life I have been that, and I'm not saying that I haven't been that, or that there haven't been moments in my life where I've wrote music like that or gave you a reflection of what I was going through at that time in my music. But also what my music is it shows you how I've grown. It shows you maturity. It shows you basically what no other rapper can show you. It's no other white rapper can show you, is the progression. You can start at when I was absolutely nothing, and you can follow the path all the way up until today, where we have became worldwide, and we've became, something that people are really starting to take very, very seriously. And it's all because of these songs, this realness that I've kept. You know, a lot of artists go out there and they only put out one song, or they put out one album, and it'll be the best of the 100 songs they've made. Well, I feel differently. I feel like the world is tired of seeing what you're faking or what you can create fake-wise. We want to see real. We want to see what somebody's living their life truly as. And in some of my songs, I'll tell you, you know, how wonderful my life can be. And then in other songs, I tell you exactly how hard it is, how much of a struggle it is. And that realness that I keep about it is what is fantastic. And you see that progression grow through all these albums. So starting all the way with the very first one, which was called Official TWP Legend. And that's just because what I was at the time. I was a legend on the streets of Indianapolis. And it was only fitting that I would call myself that. And because of that, people wanted to start working with me and collaborating. So then you see the next couple albums after that are Hustlers to Kings 2, which was a follow-up album to my very first album, my very first collaboration album, with a guy known as Jerry Wilson, who is a wonderful guy with a great rapping ability. And then from there, we just kept going with another collaboration album and some more collaborations. And then you see where, because I had started getting into some success, people started having problems with me. And so that's where you get into stuff like Make It Through the Rain. And you get into, you know, songs like Spirit of Rocky and so on. And you work through my anger and you work through my frustration with dealing with fake friends, frustrating situations. You know, so as I've grown and as we put these albums out, I always try to make sure that the one thing the fans can do is they can follow along through this journey, because when we're all said and done at the end of this whole thing, whoever walked this entire journey, they're going to be like, man, this is amazing. And for those who are just catching on at the end, they're going to be like, what's this all about? You know what I mean? So there will always be an awesome backstory, which I believe is what is more important to the fans nowadays, because fans are willing to support you no matter if you can't mix and master as well as the next person, or if your video doesn't come out as great as the next person. They're still willing to support you as long as they know you're putting your heart into it, your soul into it, and you're being real with it. Mm-hmm. And that's I find has been that's my music, right? That's my music.
And of course, I'm reading about this whole thing. You know, your progression. You know, you started off, you know, on the streets, and then you're up your way right now with 316 and Letter to God and everything else, just making a great progression. And there was and I think I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say next is your album 2020 Twizm. I guess that's kind of like your new album, and I guess that's kind of like, you know, hitting the peak and looking for bigger things. And tell us more about 2020 Twizm.
Well, 2020 Twizm. Okay, so what happened is that I was riding a really big wave from the previous album before that, known as Dreams to Reality. And Dreams to Reality was a very, what I'll say is poppy, you know what I mean? It was very fun. It was very festive. There was a lot of songs on there that were meant to be just party songs. Mm-hmm. And so what I felt like afterwards, after listening to that, is that I didn't want people to get the wrong idea and think that I was only capable of those kind of songs. And so I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to make another complete album. See, I believe in making complete albums. A lot of people focus on one style. So they make all angry music, or they make all love music, or they make all, one album will be nothing but that kind of music. And I believe in making it so that no matter who listens to it, they can find at least one song off of there that is going to fit them and be relatable to them. So with this 2020 Twizm, I said, well, for all those people who may not be so happy all the time, maybe for those who are a little bit more rough and rugged, or maybe for those who are a little bit more addicted, and maybe for those who are a little bit more not so lovey-dovey and they actually kind of fight with their wife a little bit, you know what I mean? That is what is that. And now that actually kind of opened up my eyes, and I really got to give a shout out right now to a guy named Marcus Nias, who also goes by the name of Furious. this guy, he wanted to collaborate with me, and we created an EP called Theory of Id. And he opened my mind to allowing my anger and my frustration to be in the song and to accept that that's okay. He showed me that it was okay to be angry in my song and that it would be okay. And so with the 2020 Twizm and the way that I kind of touched on, not so friendly, not so happy, and then with the Theory of Id to follow up right afterwards of how emotional that EP was. I think with the mix of 2020 and the mix of Theory of Id, I'm getting ready to put out this new one called Broken Smile. And what Broken Smile is, it's all of my anger, it's all of my frustration, it's all of my sadness, it's all of my pain, because I feel like it's time for people to see exactly how human I am and to be able to say that that's okay. It's okay for me to show you that I'm not the perfect person that everybody thinks I am, that I'm not always so nice and friendly, and that I do get upset, and that I do get mad, and that I do have the normal range of emotions and situations that a normal, regular father of 5 who's been married as long as I have, who's frustrated that his career is just right there, but we got to break through that last level, and these are things that I believe that people in life want to understand. If people look at me and they see a happy-go-lucky all the time, then they don't know me. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I was to look at you and I'd say you're just nothing but just a happy-go-lucky, wonderful person all the time, I bet your kids would say, well, yeah, he can be different. You know what I mean? And I think it's... Go ahead.
And I think that's what you said. You pretty much hit it right on the head. It's like you've got all the tools together, but it's just, trying to break through it is like the most difficult. Sometimes feels like a glass ceiling, metal, and everything else.
Yes.
And there's many people that have had it where it's like they've got it, but then they just can't break through. And of course, you read all these stories. Everybody thinks, they got it made. But many of us out there, I have to admit that it takes a lot of time and perseverance to just break through. It's just a matter of time. So I totally understand what you are completely saying, and especially for dads, it's like, it's a challenge, a serious challenge. I'll tell you that. Because very serious.
Part of being the father of that is I didn't want to do what Eminem did. Eminem left, right? Eminem left. He said, I'm going to go pursue my dream and I'll come back for you guys. I didn't want to do that. I felt like that was disrespectful to my wife, who put up with my nonsense and who gave these children to me. So I felt like I was disrespecting my family. I was disrespecting my children by leaving. So that's why I think it's taken me a little bit longer than what other people would consider the traditional normal time, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, to all those fathers out there, man, always put your family first. There's not a situation alive, there's no amount of money alive that your family does not come first, man. Period. Plain and simple.
And that's very appropriate as well, too. We're here with rapper Twizm Whyte Piece here on the Mike Wagner Show. And maybe you can just, do a little rapping for us. Just take a song, maybe I'll to whatever. It's like, with all those 15 albums, I'm sure you've memorized just about every single one. And maybe you can just pick one and maybe do a little bit. Or maybe you can just come up with a Father's Day rap or something.
All right. I will do a family-friendly, kosher freestyle rap because, I'm not sure what content is okay for the Mike Wagner Show. So let's just keep it, family-friendly and original, right? So,
it is a Father's Day special. So
right? Exactly. So
sure, everything else. So remember, it's for the kids and for the dads and moms too.
Exactly.
By the way.
Exactly. So 3, 2, 1. I'm sitting here chilling with my man, Mr. Wagner. It's getting ready to be Father's Day, and the barbecue's starting to heat up. I can't believe it, Mr. Wagner. We're going to go ahead and get our barbecue on and start to eat up. I got my 5 kids up there. They're patiently waiting for me to be done with this interview so they can get back to playing. Whether it's basketball, video games, or just a simple movie, they're really, truly just done with me being all excited and ooey gooey. I got to interview a guy earlier, and now I'm getting interviewed by another guy later. They're like, man, come on. We're hungry. We're hungry now and not later. I'm just sitting here goofing off because it's a Father's Day special and I don't really know what to pop off with. I don't want to give you none of the bad. I'd rather be all good, and I'd rather have it understood that I'm just one of the good guys who's trying to make it through this life right, make it through this life nice, and in time show you how nice and right that I can be with this life that I be given. And if you have me and accept me, then I'll love you forever. You can be a fan, and together we will endeavor to create a better world together. So hopefully, Mr. Wagner, I gave you some clever wordplay off the top of my head that you can sit back and say, man, that Twizm, he's a great guy, such a wonderful kid.
And I'm ready to grill it. I'm coming That's one of my favorites too, like, Father's Day associating like with grilling, being out in the yard, everything. It's like, I'm so looking forward to it. And of course, you got your outlet as well too. It's something your kids can listen to. We'll talk about that and what's coming up. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer, lyricist, and rapper Twizm Whyte Piece here on the Mike Wagner Show, a very special Father's Day edition. And give us a taste of fatherhood and what's it like, with 5 kids, number 6 on the way, talking about the previous music, his latest 2020 Twizm, and his upcoming Broken Smile. And you also got a radio station that you also run as well too, FCR247.com, or best known as?
Well, it is known as Fat Cat Radio 247. However, though, there is another Fat Cat Radio that calls themselves Fat Cat Radio, and then they have it as 24/7. So for branding purposes, we just go by FCR247. It's just so much easier. I know the chick in the logo still says Fat Cat Radio, and maybe one day I should change that. But for right now, that's what people have known for the last 5 years. So, I'd hate to break what's been working, right? So
it's FCR247.com. That's what it is?
Yeah, FCR247.com.
That is. Okay. And tell us more about that radio station and how'd you get started?
Well, actually, I wasn't the one who started that. I was actually a partner in the starting of that. And the original mastermind behind that is a deceased friend of mine named Big Lou. And Big Lou was a genius, really, when it came to radio entertainment. He was one of the very first people that I seen, or that I was aware of at the time, who was hip to taking entertainers that were already established, such as myself, and opening them into an idea that they could have a side hustle or a side operation that is increasing their attention. And so when I started this was something very new at the time. 5 years ago, people weren't as podcasting friendly, and they weren't as streaming friendly, and they weren't as geared towards podcasting content like this. And so he said, well, I've got this great idea. Let's start a radio station where the radio station is nothing but just constant music with podcast style interviews. And I said, you know what? That's an amazing idea. And he said, what's going to make it even better is that you're going to be the host. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, you're already so people friendly and a great conversationalist that it'll be a natural for you. He said, all you got to do is you just talk about them, you talk about some news, and you play some music. And I said, okay, I can do this. And I had already had some prior experiences with the whole DJ thing from a guy named DJ Ray from 2 Loco Radio. And so it was kind of easier for me to adjust to running it my own way rather than trying to do it somebody else's way. So when me and Big Lou hooked up and we started this thing, it was fresh, it was new, it was original. And because I was able to run it the way I wanted to, it really started popping off well, because as an entertainer, one of the things that I'm very smart about is I know how to draw attention to myself. Mm-hmm. And when you apply that same idea to a non-selfish point of view, you can make other things pop all the way around you. You can make, I can make a complete stranger off the ground become a sensation overnight, and all it takes is the mindset that you just need to raise attention. It doesn't have to be certain style of, see, that's the biggest thing. People get caught up, well, I have to do it this way, I have to do it that way. No, you don't. You have to do it the way you can do it the best. And so at the time for me, the best way to do it was to take everybody that I had known, everybody that I had been working with, collaborating with, networking with, and just smash them all together into a big mixing pot. And out of that mixing pot came a lot of good creations, a lot of great networking, but also some failures and also some miserable situations. And that was part of the learning lesson, right? And mm-hmm. so through the 5 years of having this radio station, I have perfected how to give great podcast style content while operating on a 24/7 platform, which means that you can tune in day or night and hear stuff, or you can check in at the website day or night and there's content there, fresh content for you to be able to check out. And so in this process, we have some wonderful DJs working for us. We have got to give a shout out to Marcy Morehouse with Bite the Nickel Radio. We got to give a shout out to Big Rich and Lil Lisa with the Big Rich. Well, it's called the Big Rich Show, but he goes by BRRS Media, I think it's what it's called. So it's BRRS Media. And then, of course, we've got Mike Simmons with the Anything Goes podcast, and we've got some other great connections. We got Jimmy Starr. I mean, that guy right there, that's a powerhouse connection in itself. So when you're able to network and mix and mingle with some really great people like that, I mean, it only makes sense that, it turns out to be a good thing. And the radio station is one of those things that I can say I've done right. I've done right with that.
And you've done a great job with it as well, too. It makes me want to get on your show, too. So.
Well, I'm sure we could definitely set that up, my friend. I'm sure we can definitely set that up. I love to give back, right? And because you gave me an opportunity, I would be more than blessed to give you any opportunity that I can. A lot of what I find is that, being a hip hop rapper, it's hard for me to do much for anybody who's outside of the rap area thing. But I am more than willing to help you in any way that I can, Mr. Wagner. Don't worry about that.
Sounds great. Definitely. Sounds great. We'll talk more about that as well, too. And don't forget, they can be in the radio station as well.
I keep hoping one of them comes walking down the stairs just so I can say, come here real quick. But I'll tell you what, they're acting like ghosts right now. So.
Well, that's perfectly okay. They'll come around sooner or later. So once again,
the professional part, right? Yeah.
That's right. And we're here with Twizm Whyte Piece here on the Mike Wagner Show. A big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. And just a few more minutes here. What do you got planned? What do you got coming up for 2020 and beyond? What can we expect from you?
Well, we just today, actually not today. So Father's Day, I got to remember. So about a week ago, we released the Jimmy and Ron Russell song. And it is a tribute song to Jimmy Starr and Ron Russell, who are the creators of the Jimmy Starr Show with Ron Russell. And it is, of course, one of the biggest airing shows weekly. And, take away from that, they are just some wonderful people. They are some really good-hearted people, really great guys, and of course, networking powerhouses. And so, it's just been really great. And so it was an honor for me to get to do that for them. Also, on top of that, we are getting ready to create a mixture of what we'll call actual music videos and lyric videos. We're going to do about 6 of them for the next 2 months. Sorry, not 2 weeks, 2 months. And that is basically just to give people more content for right now while we're generating the buzz for Broken Smile, while we're doing promotion, getting things ready for that. It's still in post-production right now. So we're making sure that when this one comes, it comes with all the thunder and all the lightning and all the scary, sound effects and that are supposed to happen with the bells and whistles, right? So we're definitely focusing on the birth of our 6th child. And I think between all of that, and COVID and the way that the world is right now, we have our hands full. and so, I don't want to put any more on my plate other than that, right?
But at least you're staying busy and out of trouble and not in jail. So look at it that way. At least it keeps you busy and out of trouble. I tell everybody that. It's like, do something that'll keep you out of trouble and out of jail. So that's for sure. So
yeah, definitely. That's the ultimate goal, right? So
that's right. Yeah. And just a few more things as well, too, Twizm. What do you consider your funniest moment that you ever had when it comes to, being on stage or recording or anything like that? What's the funniest moment you ever had?
Funniest is hard to say because just as many memories as I can remember, I've forgotten. And if I was to look through a book of my show, my flyers and my show things, and I'm sure I'd remember something else. But I will say this: very early in my career, I was on a tour with the same guy that I was talking about earlier, Jerry Wilson, and a guy named Rudog and a lady named Miss Worldwide. And we were doing a tour all around the Midwest. We did Ohio, we did Indianapolis, Indiana. We did lots of stuff. Michigan and so on and so forth. But one of the funnest things, I don't know about funniest, but one of the funnest things that have ever happened in my career was going to a show in Traverse City, Michigan. And after the show, we went to the motel. The next morning, we get up, we get ready, we go out to the beach area before we leave. And it's during the time in winter where the water is broken icebergs. It's actual broken icebergs. And so I had the really crazy idea to, take off the shoes and socks and everything and go get on an iceberg. And we have a video of me riding an iceberg on Lake Michigan.
I love icebergs.
Yeah, we're so you can hear everybody's just laughing up, cracking like, yeah, you go, and so that was probably one of the most funnest things that's ever happened in my career for sure.
In other words, the heck with the Titanic, just an iceberg.
You got it, buddy. Just ride the iceberg. Why do you need the Titanic? It's so much fun. It is. It's really a lot of fun. You're so scared. Because
that's another thing doing my bucket list. Ride an iceberg. You get ideas.
Yes. I got a bucket list. I love that. I think people who have bucket lists are still trying to live life, and that is the ultimate key, right? You're only given so much time, and you might as well enjoy what you can of it, right?
And that's the best thing you can do, especially being a dad as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Biggest influence in my career? The biggest motivation is my family. The biggest influence, I say, has been, it's been everything. It's been my life. My life is the biggest influence. My life is a reflection of my music is a reflection of my life. So without this life that I'm living and these things that I'm going through, I don't know what I'd be talking about, I don't like to talk about fake things, so I'm not going to talk about all the fake stuff that other people talk about, but, so.
That's fantastic. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Best advice is always be real. I don't care. Be real. Doesn't matter if they hate you for it. Doesn't matter if they curse you and condemn you and sentence you to a life in hell for it. You better be real. Be real.
And that's
the moment they find that fakeness, it's over.
That's the most important thing. Once again, Twizm Whyte Piece here on the Mike Wagner Show. A big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. A lot of great inspiration. And before we go here on this Father's Day, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or listen to music?
My gosh, wherever. What do you listen to? Spotify? You listen to iTunes? Wherever you listen to, you search up Twizm Whyte Piece and I'll be there. And if I'm not, you get a hold on me on any social media at Twizm Whyte Piece. Just look up Twizm Whyte Piece on any social media. TWIZM WHYTE PIECE. And I guarantee you that if it's not on the platform that you're listening to, we will get it there. In fact, I had a fan tell me that they couldn't find my music on TikTok. I contacted my people, and within like 5 days, my music was on TikTok. So we will definitely get you taken care of. Now, as far as the website goes, officialtwizmwhytepiece.com, which you got to remember the name, TWIZMWHYTE PIECE. And so if you put slap and official between all that, you got my website. And, you can find it anywhere for you, links on my social media, wherever you are, there I am too. So go ahead and enjoy the content that I'm putting out. If you have requests for content, I love making, that's how the Jimmy and Star show, that's how that song came about, because I love to be able to create stuff for, ideas, for events, for reasons. It's one thing to talk about my own personal stuff. It's another thing to help somebody create themselves an identity with my rap. I got a guy named Bruce Glasgow from BNS Designs, and I created a commercial for him. So, don't ever limit yourself. Always keep your eyes open for that opportunity, right?
And of course, the radio station, where can they find you at?
FCR247.com, man, and we'd love for you to tune in. And of course, if you have a radio station, or if you have a television show, or anything that you would like to cross network and cross, talk about, we would love to have you. We sit here and we promote lots of people all the time, and we don't ask nothing in return. We just want to keep the content moving, and we don't want none of that garbage content, though. That's the important stuff. We like quality content, original content. We're always looking for somebody to work with.
That sounds great. Once again, Twizm, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you on soon. And once again, happy Father's Day. Congratulations on your number 6. And do us a favor, keep us up to date. And
happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you, sir.
Thank you. And I'd like to have you over for some grilling as well, too. So
we'll have to look into that. We'll definitely have to look into that, my friend.
Sure. Definitely looking forward to having back on soon, 2020 and beyond. You've been great. And keep this up to date and keep the peace.
Got it, buddy. Thank you so much.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.